was relying on this job. My rent is so expensive.
And they have silenced me and Lilou by just getting rid of us. But, you know, Brave Group is the new Niji Sanji. Spread the word, loud and clear. Brave Group is a black company. Loud and clear.
Hello there, welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff happening in the VTuber world. And today we talk about the VTube agency Globie, as they kick out 2 VTubers from the newest generation. Squirmimi, the slugger VTuber, as well as a genmate Lilou. Normally graduations within VTube agencies are quite normal. However, this graduation, or rather these 2 graduations, were very controversial because both of the talents went to their PL accounts and started complaining about the company.
Should I change to Hobo Barbie, the Hobo Barbie model I used? Well, before Squirmimi, I used this model, this free-to-use model by I'm very sorry, I can't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, it might be best to restart this stream. No, it's okay. It's okay. I really doubt that they're gonna be watching this, and if they are, fuck you. If you're watching this, management, fuck you. You have treated me like shit. You have treated the talents like shit. Fuck you. Get fucked. Die in a fucking hole, okay? For all the fucking shit you've put me through, and everyone at Globie. I don't give a fuck if they try to get mad at me for legal stuff, okay? I don't give a fuck, okay? There is so much that they have done to us that they could never win. They could never win a legal battle from everything they've done. I say fuck Globie, by the way, but please keep supporting everyone, the talents. I say fuck you, Globie, but that's aimed to the management. I love everyone in Gen 1. I love Reina, I love Pippa, I love Taring, who...
These VTubers claim they were kicked out of the company because of quote-unquote multiple breaches of contract. The reason why this girl was fired was just downright crazy. Lilou claimed that the reason why management fired her was because they were afraid of her connections to the mafia. They even asked her to sign a declaration to say that she had no links to any criminal or anti-social forces, whatever that means. And what you're seeing right here is basically Lilou's PL account. Her name is Seely, so if you want to support her, you can go subscribe to her Twitch account or her YouTube channel. Apparently, Seely also said that Globie did not allow them to accept gifts from fans because management misunderstood that the company would have to pay tax for them. Seely also claims that her contract, despite it including a 1-year non-compete, meaning the VTuber is not allowed to live stream and compete with the company's VTubers, Seely believes that it is unenforceable and therefore she will continue streaming as usual, since it is in France and those non-competes don't really work in France.
I don't care. I don't care. What can they do? Seriously, what can they do? They have broken contract by terminating me immediately, and Lilou, for no reason at all. They have broken contract.
I was relying on this job. My rent is so expensive. Making ends meet as it is. I just don't even know what to do. I feel sick. I feel like I could throw up. People saying get a lawyer and don't stream, but I literally feel like I want to die. I don't want to be alone. This isn't even the first time that my... Well, I guess it's not my corpo anymore, is it? Because they've just fucking fired me for no reason.
You know the reason why so many people are worked up over this? It's because the VTuber agency where these 2 VTubers were kicked out of wasn't just some random VTuber agency. It was the VTuber agency Globie, which belongs to the Brave Group, one of the largest VTuber companies in the entire world. They are either the third or the fourth largest in the entire world right now. This isn't just some random guy running a VTuber agency from his bedroom, no. This is a company that has venture capital funding of around $40 million with a capital D, mismanaging their VTubers to the point that one of them, Squirmimi, actually started crying on both stream and Twitter in her alt account and her past life Twitch account because she doesn't understand why she was kicked out of the company.
Hi. I don't know what's happening. I've just been locked out of everything. I don't know what's happening. I can't remember my fucking password for my PL. Hi, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's happening. I literally woke up like an hour ago. I got a message by one of my managers at 7 p.m. last night asking if I could join for a meeting, and I didn't see it until like 2 a.m. Which, by the way, they wanted to meet me at 11. I woke up at 10 to 11, and they said they were spamming me, saying like we need to meet, and I said, like, I need a reason for this meeting, please. I need at least 24 hours notice. Yeah, I've been fired. I just lost my job. I don't know why. I don't know why. I've not done anything wrong. I've been trying so hard. I've been trying so hard to be a good worker. I fucking hate Globie so much. I feel like I'm having a panic attack. They've just signed me out of everything and changed all my passwords. I feel like I've just lost my career. People are always like, oh, why are they crying, why so publicly, why are they complaining so publicly, but I don't have anyone. I don't have any friends. I don't have anyone.
And the reason why Squirmimi even knows that she was fired from the company was because Globie put out an announcement on Twitter, which is this white announcement behind her right here. He also received an email explaining that she had somehow broken 2 clauses of her VTuber contract with Globie. Currently, Squirmimi believes that her contract was unenforceable in her country where she is in because she's in the UK and that's where all the British people live. Those laws are very different from the laws in Japan where Globie is based. Squirmimi even dropped a bombshell, claiming that Globie, and in turn the Brave Group, actually uses bots to increase views on YouTube, which is something that is very frowned upon and illegal by YouTube standards.
You guys, but my memory's so bad I can't remember. I bet Globie and Brave Group bought their talents. They do! They do! They do! They literally do! Brave Group and Globie bought their views. They do. They bought their views and their talent. They do. I can't speak for other coppers, but I know specifically for Globie, they do. And I've just heard bravely possible because YouTube is now run a lot by AI. I'm wondering if maybe the system just picked up a lot of bots being used by Brave Group talents. Not that it's their fucking decision, the talent. But if you remember, I did a VOD, I did a stream of like during Valentine's week where I said, I snub you to a bunch of you guys. I thought it was all 20,000, but it seems it's just the people who give permission to have their subs shown. A lot of names were numbers and letters. Is all I'll say.
By the way, this girl right here is basically Squirmimi's past life account. I know this is all very confusing, I'll explain in a bit, but for now, I just want to explain that YouTube doesn't allow botting because if you bot views, that means the people watching your videos are actually not real. They are fake viewers. And when YouTube is like fielding ads and showing commercials to people watching the YouTube video, they need that to be real people. Otherwise, their advertisers are going to sue YouTube. So it is in YouTube's best interest to make sure that no one bots views. If you're caught botting your viewers on YouTube, you will be demonetized. As a content creator, doesn't matter if you're a company, you will be demonetized for botting. Coincidentally, the Brave Group announced that a lot of their VTubers, their VTubers' YouTube accounts have been demonetized. And YouTube never explained the reason why. And the Brave group was making a fuss, claiming that YouTube was harming creators. Now that we know, or rather we have people saying, on the inside saying that, Globie and Brave Group are botting their viewers, that may explain why YouTube is demonetizing their VTubers. The company's literally botting views. Of course YouTube's gonna demonetize them. And what a lot of people are discussing right now is whether this is real. Is Brave Group actually botting viewers for their YouTube channels and live streams? If this is true, then the demonetization of their YouTube channels for the VTubers under the Brave Group may be justified and maybe even permanent because YouTube caught them doing something wrong. And now one of the talents is literally saying, Brave Group is botting viewers. There's a chance, a very high chance, that many VTubers under the Brave Group banner, especially for those outside of Japan, may never be able to monetize their channels again. So the VTubers are either going to have to graduate or build up a new channel from scratch, which is gonna kill their growth, momentum, and it may even fracture their fan bases. And in that case, will the English branches of Brave Group, especially the VTubers who are working under those branches, be willing to stay with a company that is unable to pay them? Because let's be real here, the YouTube channels are demonetized. If they don't get it back, how are they gonna make a living? Food for thought. But anyway, this isn't about those VTubers in Brave Group yet. Okay, we're not talking about Katarina, we're not talking about Chuni Fuji Lisa, we're not talking about any of the girls who stayed behind in the Brave Group that were previously from Idol Corp. We're not talking about any of them. The girls we are talking about now are two girls who are Squirmimi and Lilou. And I want to stress, one of the biggest reasons why people are turning on Globie and the Brave Group is because this VTuber right here, Squirmimi, was actually seen crying. She was literally crying. Squirmimi actually has an alt account called Hobo Barbie. So this is her account, Hobo Barbie. And Hobo Barbie had a Twitter Spaces where she was literally crying her heart out for more than 10 minutes. And that is insane. To have a corporal VTuber from one of the largest VTube agencies in the entire world start crying on Twitter in the literal Twitter Spaces when we can hear her cry.
Hi, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's happening. I literally woke up like an hour ago. And I've just been locked out of everything.
Is nothing short of insanity. The title as well is so controversial. It says, please help me. She's literally asking for help while crying on the Twitter Spaces. Okay? Anyone who was on the fence who wanted to give Brave Group the benefit of the doubt has completely abandoned that company. Okay? Hobo Barbie even went as far as to break her contract by saying, this is Squirmimi. This is Squirmimi. Squirmimi is basically the VTuber persona that Hobo Barbie had while she was working at Globie. Usually, VTubers are not allowed to say that they are their own character. And so the fact that it says, this is Squirmimi right here shows that she's willing to break contract to ask for help. And this is not a good look for Brave Group or any VTuber agency in general. And to make it even more obvious that the VTubers are asking for help, that their relationship with Globie has completely been terminated to the point that they don't trust the company anymore. That's important because trust is everything in the VTuber world. And without trust, your VTubers will leave the company and fans will no longer support the company. That's why it's important. To make it even worse, you can see Seely and Hobo Barbie here. Seely is the girl who used to be Lilou in the Brave Group. I'm just going to explain their PLs for a moment. Okay, so I'm just going to explain some past life stuff. This is Lilou. And the reason why she's not using her Lilou account is because she's been locked out of all accounts. So both Lilou as well as Squirmimi are using different accounts right now. Squirmimi has basically become Hobo Barbie, while Lilou has become Seely, this VTuber right here. So basically, when we talk about them from now on, we'll be referencing them as Hobo Barbie and Seely. I know it feels complicated, but it's not. It's just two VTubers, Hobo Barbie and Seely. They're basically the same girls in Globie. There are other people spreading their past life accounts as well. So just to remind you, Squirmimi is Hobo Barbie and Lilou is SeelyTwitch. And now we go back to explaining. Something happened that made this graduation even worse. And that is that both Hobo Barbie and Seely went to the comments to basically call out the company. We have the Seely right here saying, I asked to graduate after the disrespect you showed me continually and ran after you for days while being ignored, and I'm suddenly gone without any conversation or time or reason. Good job on breaching your own contract. We literally have done nothing. And now we have Hobo Barbie. And this used to be Squirmimi saying, I woke up to being spammed with messages by management and now it's all gone. I didn't do anything. This is insane. Why have you done this? I haven't done anything. Hobo Barbie would also say, please find me. She's basically telling us to break the PL account tradition. She's telling us to stop respecting the past life account temporarily so her fans can find her, right? They can stop supporting her and Squirmimi, and they can start by supporting her as Holo Barbie, because that's where she's only allowed to stream from now on, since she has lost access to a corporate account. This entire situation is insane, because what happens next is that both VTubers would go on a live stream, their respective live streams, to complain about the company. This has almost never happened before, and it's only ever happened for smaller indie VTuber agencies, never for something as large as the Brave Group. We have never seen any of this before. This is very new. Some are even calling this agency worse than Ichisanji. People are blaming the management for being so difficult and so unprofessional. You know what's worse? Globie just released a wallpaper of Lilou like in February 23rd, and they were like fired from the company in February 27th. Less than a week, which means this firing was sudden. It was a spontaneous decision. It was not planned like how it's supposed to be planned in various VTuber agencies. This was a spontaneous decision, and that's why it looks so suspicious. And that's why so many people are going to side with the VTuber, because not only are the VTubers complaining, not only are they crying, this firing was also strange. Look at this. Barely a week after the release of the wallpaper, they decide to fire Lilou. To make things even more suspicious, Lilou, the girl who was previously at Globie, literally said that after internal decisions, Globie wanted singing and voice acting to be forever gone from her channel. And this was devastating for both her and her fans. Talent freedom is very important for a VTuber. If your fans, or rather the fans of your VTuber, don't see you supporting the talents, they're going to be less likely to tip. They're going to be less likely to buy your merchandise. They'll be less likely to support your company. So the fact that Lilou was forced to stop singing and voice acting content on her channel, this is something that a lot of fans just don't like. And the fact that literally after this, Lilou was terminated from the company, and she goes to the comment section saying, "You have disrespected me. I wanted to graduate." This is a very bad look for the company. And everything gets much worse. Globie has put out a second statement after they received the backlash from their first statement trying to fire Lilou and Squirmimi. We sincerely apologize to our fans for the concern caused by termination of our contracts with our talents. This decision was made by Globie management after careful consideration, based on repeated misconduct and breaches of contract. We'd also like to clarify that this matter is entirely unrelated to any other VTuber groups or individuals outside of Globie. Kindly ask for a cooperation, blah blah blah. Yeah, no one respected this response.
Lies. Get community noted, fucking idiots. They need to be taken to justice. They have treated us so fucking badly. But can't you see? They're thankful. Yeah, well, you know what? When I get a fucking hard-ass turd out of my ass, I'm thankful it's gone. But at least it's gone. That's basically how they've treated me. Just a hard-ass turd that they're getting out of their ass. Multiple breach of what though? Exactly. Nothing. We've not done anything, okay? When we had this meeting last week, my manager said to me, "Mimi, you are rude, hostile, and antagonistic." And I said, "What have I said that is rude?" And he was like, "I'm not gonna sit here and list out my reasons to you, but I know it, Drew knows it." Drew is another manager. Drew is the good manager. They actually do their fucking job. He was like, "But I know it, Drew knows it, and many of the other talents know it too." I was like, how am I supposed to grow as a person if I don't know what I've done wrong? Because what have I said? But he wouldn't tell me. I said to him, because I started the quote unquote rude train. I said, "You have been so rude. You are yelling at me when I'm just asking for clarification on why we have a £50 throne limit." And then he started saying, "No, you're rude. You are rude, hostile, and antagonistic." The cherry on the top, terminating me and Lilou with no fucking reason whatsoever. How is that a thank you? How is that a thank you or an appreciation of anything?
It's been community noted, with people saying the talents were locked out of their corporate accounts. Management fired them immediately, the motive being a fictional tie-in with the mafia in one of the girls' lore. This is basically Lilou. She was accused of having ties to the mafia by management, even though that was just part of a VTuber lore, which means it just wasn't real. It was just like a story meant to sell the VTuber, because a lot of VTubers sometimes have fantastical elements, like being a guardian of the civilization. Maybe they're a clock with magical time powers. Maybe they're the guardian of a forest. Maybe they're a time-traveling detective. And Lilou was basically like, she was trying to be a girl who had connections to the mafia. That's all. VTuber lore is not real. And the fact that the company thought it was real shows that the management doesn't know how VTubers work. The community note continues saying, management harassed the other girl outside of working hours, firing her for failing to respond. And at the bottom, we have someone from the TVA, Doctor, saying address the botting allegations. That's right, people are catching on that perhaps the demonetization of the various YouTube channels belonging to VTubers within the Brave group may have been because of the botting that the company was doing. Maybe that was why the VTubers were demonetized. With others saying, as someone who dealt with a shitty second statement letter, this is only going to make things worse. Of course, there's more behind the scenes than any of us can know, but not explaining anything really isn't going to help. This isn't going to go away. The outrage isn't really going to go away, and short, vague statements are just going to stir people up more and more. People don't want apologies, they want answers. It is because of your actions that now talents from all over Brave are being harassed for answers. Do you even understand how distressing that is to them? It isn't just being asked things, it's feeling like they are now under a microscope of every drama fisher under the sun. They can't know who to trust and who won't go and betray them. The fans do not need to know everything, but I do sincerely hope Globie is preparing a statement that is proper. Not really. That was the statement. You can't go back. The damage has been done. Fix what you can by being honest. Those that will hate you forever will hate you forever. You will never change their mind. Just my opinion here. Just fire the manager that caused this mess. If he doesn't know VTubers, then hire someone who does. Blaze continues. But there are a lot of people who understand common sense. A lot of people who don't just want more pain. A lot of people who would be actually willing to accept a proper statement put out by Globie. You are allowed to fire talents. That is not the issue. No one is truly mad that you fired the talents, especially if for some reason they were truly harmful to your company and talents. People are mad that the way you handled this again splashed back on everyone in the company and has now done irreversible damage on their images. Do better. Well, I guess the takeaway is don't be sorry. Do better. And yeah, I do agree with Blaze in that most of the goodwill, I would say, Globie has gathered throughout the years, even though throughout the years they have still failed to become a properly middle-sized VTube agency, even though they have failed that, a lot of goodwill has been lost. And the only reason I can think of why anyone would want to join Globie is because they are backed by the Brave Group. They are basically a subsidiary owned by the Brave Group, one of the largest VTube agencies in the entire world. So it's going to be really hard to repair their reputation. By the way, before we move on, this is the confirmation letter that Globie sent to Lilou, who previously worked in a Brave Group, Globie, and now she's basically SeelyTwitch. If you want to take a look at it, you can take a look at it. It's basically Globie trying to get Lilou to stop talking about the company after she leaves the company. You can see one line right here saying, I have never had any ties to any anti-social forces, and I promise not to have any in the future. And this is basically the part where Lilou, now Seely, claims that management somehow believes she's linked to the mafia because they don't understand that was just VTuber law. If you want to check it out, you can check it out yourself. It's basically boiling down to just don't talk badly about us, that's all. I think she has taken the VOD down, so there's that as well. I find it to be pretty crazy that Hobo Barbie basically went onto a Twitch and started using her VTuber model from Globie, which is this blue slug VTuber right here, without any care for the VTuber contracts that she signed at Globie. Maybe she thinks it's unenforceable, like what she said, because she's in the UK, they're in Japan. But yeah, she will probably need to see a lawyer, though I would say she doesn't have the money for that. This entire thing has been so controversial for a lot of people. And honestly, it's going to take Globie a lot of time to recover from the reputational damage that this entire thing has done to their reputation and their goodwill. But anyway, that's the end of the video. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. This is Terry Nebula, signing out.